I love her. I love this lady.
That's one of the top comments. But do it fart though.
Say it again.
But do it fart though.
Oh my God.
I would imagine it do fart. All right, we're back, everybody. What's up, Airheads? Back here in the virtual Airstream studios. It's time once again for Putting on Airs. Joe, apropos of absolutely nothing. Well, first, I guess I'll do the only correction that I know for a fact we should do, and it was from weeks ago. Well, we found out immediately because our producer / minion, Burns, told us
the minion.
Told us that because he hears the episode like right after we do them, way before y'all, the audience, hear them, and he told us that we were supremely incorrect about Jamaican slang, in particular the word "bumbaclat."
Oh yeah,
we were talking about. We were like, yeah, no, I think it's just like an expression of hits or some hits, whatever. And he was like, that's not at all what it means. He said it's very much not how to use that word. He's super white, just so y'all know, but I guess he has known Jamaicans, so that puts him over and above us. I've got a lot of appreciation for Jamaicans, but I don't know any personally. The closest I've come to Jamaican culture is just my general fandom for Chet Hanks.
Chet Hanks. And Chet Hanks,
he's pretty Jamaican.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he has, to be fair to him, he hasn't done that for a long time.
No, it seemed like a one-off.
It was a phase.
Yeah.
I think I heard him describe, if y'all don't know what we're talking about, he very famously went viral. I feel like that was a lot of the world's introduction to
it. Was. I didn't know Chet Hanks existed.
People were like, this is Tom Hanks' son. And it was him on the red carpet at some music thing, just, being like, one, and you look, he's very... And everybody's like, what the fuck is that about? And he didn't, I can't even remember now what the context was. So obviously it didn't make that much of a difference. But I remember seeing in some podcast interview or something years later that he had some reason for doing that, but failed to
get it across.
Get it across or realize that no one else knew that or understood the context or whatever, which if anyone can understand that type of thinking, it's you. I would say.
God,
yes,
right. Dude,
failing to realize that not everyone understands what's going on inside your head.
It's so bad, man. And I know it's me. That's the worst thing. Is like, I thought that once I realized, this is just a me thing, that it would be like less frustrating, but it's more because it just I don't. There's so many times, and this happens with all comedians too, where you're like, you got something cooking, and you're just like, this is it right here. Only to find out that nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. And in your brain, you've already figured out the Da Vinci Code that led you here, but you don't realize that they were not with you on that journey. They did not, you know what I mean? It's fucked up.
Yeah. You just sent a Chet Hanks thing to the group chat.
Do you want me to read it?
You want to read it real quick? It's a picture of him on like a motorcycle wearing like a biker.
Looking
like
real
a leather
cool.
Biker jacket, looking super cool, smoking a cigarette and flipping a bird to the camera.
There it is,
and
right there.
Read how he captioned it, Corey.
Yeah, one smoking cigs. Or he probably didn't say it like that. He says, yeah, I'm smoking cigs again. Leave me the fuck alone. They're American spirit. Motherfucker, don't panic if it's organic. The Indians smoked it all day, and they were the most tapped-in people ever. Fuck out of here.
Absolute fire.
It is.
10 out of 10, no notes from me. Absolutely perfect. The little rap in the middle, don't panic if it's organic.
It's great.
The Indians was the most tapped in people of all time. Dude. It's just, I've really grown to appreciate him. I mean, I say that. I don't really keep up with him. He pops up every now and then, and I'm always happy to see him.
Me too. You know
he
why?
Always hits for me every time.
And he's hurting no one. Like, he's being insane.
He seems like he's actually... Like, he doesn't seem like a bad... No. He seems like he's got like a good heart or whatever. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. And he's 100% unabashedly who he is, which I always respect. And, he's just doing his thing. Dude, it's always funny.
I would argue that there's almost no way he's even secretly a bad person, because he clearly is the type that just be putting it out there and be a little crazy, right? Well, if he was doing some fuck shit, he'd get caught doing that too. You know what I mean? I don't think this guy flies under the radar of anything. No. So, like, my thing with loving him is like, once every 6 months, he'll fucking surface and do something insane. But unlike a lot of times when celebrities' kids do something insane, He wasn't driving fast or drunk. He didn't hurt nobody. He didn't say anything racist. I mean, okay, the Jamaican, some people could say, but like, he wasn't meaning it that way. Like,
no,
it's all victimless, just lunacy. That's great. And I miss, he's sort of like I know he's not Gen Z, but he's sort of like a more spiritually awake somehow Gary Busey of his time. But you know what I'm saying? And and they're in a class of their own. I think that these people evolved from like a Yogi Berra. He was a little less crazy, but just a person who is just who they are and they just say shit. You know what I mean? And it hits.
Yeah. Yeah. He does just say shit. Have you ever heard Colin Hanks talk about them or him or whatever? Well, I mean, he's very like, I've seen people have tried to like sort of, right. He does like I've seen he'll be on Sam and Andy, or what's the Jim and Sam on Sirius XM. I think that's where I saw it, a clip of it. Colin Hanks was on there, and they tried to like, it might not have been that show, but whoever the host, they clearly were trying to sort of bait him into like
talking shit.
Yeah,
that'd make me so mad.
Being like, it's like rolling his eyes or whatever, and being like, "Yeah, fucking don't get me started on the the black sheep of the family." But he didn't do that at all. He was like, "Yeah, it's like we all love him. He's great. Everybody, that's
what's
my
he done
little
to
brother.
hurt you?
I love whatever."
What's he done wrong?
But he did say, and he said a lot of what we just said about how it's like, he does his own thing, man, and he don't care what people think and all that. But he also said, he just pointed out that they're half brothers,
right?
Colin Hanks is from Tom Hanks's first wife, but also Colin Hanks pointed this out. He was like, when Colin Hanks was born and was little, Tom Hanks was not famous yet.
Right.
Right.
So he didn't grow up
when
exactly
Chet
like
Hanks was born.
Tom
Hanks was
already Woody,
the biggest actor that ever lived. He was the modern era Jimmy Stewart or whatever. So obviously you could see how that would. The two different experiences would have because Colin Hanks is like the most wholesome fucking,
I was about to say,
all-American dude. He's very Mormon. Much like Tom Hanks. Yeah. He seems almost Mormon. I mean, he's not Mormon, but.
Are you telling me that Colin Hanks's mama ain't Rita Wilson?
Correct.
What? Dude, I think they look alike. I've thought that for years. Like, I can definitely see his mama in him. And I've thought that. There's no reason for me to think that other than it being what I think and is true. Like, what the fuck? I know this isn't important to anybody else, but this, for some reason, has blown my fucking mind.
Samantha Lewis, Lewes. Looks like she died at the age of 49, so that's rough.
After, they would have already been.
Let's see. Colin Hanks was born in Sacramento in 1977.
Man, I always, but of course though, she's not that. Goddamn, dude, this has blown my stupid mind because I've always been like, he's looking more like Rita the more he ages, and I'm just full of shit.
Yeah, and she died in 2002. His mom did. But fuck, what do you think? Not to get, I don't even consider this political because it's just such lunacy, but like. The fact that Tom Hanks specifically is supposed to be among the
leaders of the cabal,
drinkers of baby blood and everything is like, that just really bothers me. I think the whole thing is stupid, but that he specifically is supposed to be one of the ringleaders is just like, get the fuck out of here.
Do you think that's
it's like picking him for shock value? Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. That does seem that way to me.
Because if all this had to come up in like the 60s, it would have been Bob Newhart. They would have said, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Or Jimmy Stewart or whoever,
Mr. Rogers,
someone wholesome on purpose because that's what makes it. Yeah. Right. Like if they said it was Jared Leto, I would be like, yeah, I mean,
maybe.
I can see it.
Hell, they'd have got me on their team if they'd have said Jared Leto.
Yeah.
I would have done everything I could to prove that true.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't know, man. I think that it's weird because, you do hear about. I think the most they ever do with that type of stuff, and I don't even mean Tom Hanks. I feel like it ain't his scene. But, you hear about what's that fucking place out in the woods? Something Grove. Something fucking
Suicide Grove?
No, it's like where the elites go out there and they like put on fucking like deer antlers and dance around naked and shit. Bohemian Grove.
Okay, where's that at?
I think that's it. It's a restricted 2,700 acre campground in Monterey, California, owned by the Bohemian Club, a private men's club. Each July, the Grove hosts a 2-week encampment for prominent members featuring rituals, performances, and networking opportunities. The most notable ceremony is the cremation of care, a mock pagan ritual involving the burning of an effigy. So, like, they do be doing that.
Oh, I never doubted it. That's some Freemason shit from the 70s.
Right, but I don't think that they literally worship Satan, and I don't think that
they don't believe in Satan.
Right, yeah. I don't think that they sacrifice children and drink their blood and shit like that. You know, I think, again, they dance around in the woods sometimes, and it's fucking weird, but that's about the extent of it, I think, probably. But don't get me wrong, they're ruining the world.
Yes.
I'm just saying,
they should die, just not for these crimes that they didn't do.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So. Man, I hear you. Like, I've actually been reading a decent amount about this because I'm working on this project about QAnon. And like, it's the adrenochrome thing, right? So like, I bet them actually, and they'll point, these people will point to like Sandra Bullock, right, was on Ellen, and they asked her how she kept looking so young or whatever, and she was talking about, all she talked about was this cream that she put on that, like, they'd made this cream from like stem cell research or something, which they've been doing for a long time, and I think we all knew about that. And then she's like, that, and I drink healthy drinks or something, and they point to this as like Sandra Bullock accidentally taking the mask off and admitting to using adrenochrome or whatever. And so I'm like, all right, I got to get me some of this fucking adrenochrome. Like, I got to figure it out. And they always will talk about how Hunter S. Thompson talked about adrenochrome in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which is true, right? But I started researching it, and like, adrenochrome is a real thing.
Yeah, right.
It is a real thing.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess you could get it from babies or whatever, but they synthesize it and make adrenochrome, and people have drank it or whatever, and they're like, I mean, look, it's, it's a revitalizing, energetic type thing or whatever, but it's not going to let you live for 500 fucking years, So like, you can debunk it all the way back to whatever. Like, someone said our entire society, dude, is where it is because of a game of fucking telephone played by idiots. That's all it is.
I wanted the Bohemian Grove. There was one thing I knew about this, but I wanted to look it up just to make sure I had it absolutely right. You understand why in a minute. But first of all, they're one thing they apparently like to brag about, and I don't tell me if this was in the movie. Do you remember the Bohemian Grove being in the in Oppenheimer? Because apparently,
I don't.
According to Wikipedia,
unless it happened real quick,
the like origin of the Manhattan Project started with a meeting of the Bohemian Grove, according to Wikipedia. It says,
I don't doubt that at all.
It says that Oppenheimer was there, and the presidents of Harvard, Yale, Princeton, CEOs of Standard Oil, General Electric, the 4-star generals in the military, and all this stuff, and they were all there, and it led to the founding of the Manhattan Project and the development of the atomic bomb. But so most presidents have been part of it, CEOs, all that shit.
It's just like Skull and Bones. Like, it's the same thing.
And they go out there and dance around and stuff. But this is a very famous quote about it. Richard Nixon, as a president, got to go to it a few times. And in a taped recording, there's all those tapes of Nixon just talking mad shit. In one of those tapes, he brings up the Bohemian Grove, and I'm reading this directly. This is a direct quote. He said, "The Bohemian Grove, which I attend from time to time, is the most faggy goddamn thing you could ever imagine."
I bet he ain't wrong. I bet he ain't wrong.
So, like, like even some of the people that are doing it think it's a little, goofy, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Some of the shit they get out there and do or whatever. And I think it's weird too. It just doesn't mean that the QAnon people are on just the idea that Sandra Bullock would like It's like, imagine slipping up with that.
On
Like
Ellen.
if you drink baby's blood or something that is derived from baby's blood, imagine like accidentally letting that slip and being like, oh shit, did I mention the thing with the baby's blood in it? That's just real egg on my face.
That's the thing about these fucking people is like, now anytime a celebrity dies, right, they'll be like, no, by the way, according to these Q people, there's apparently never been an organic celebrity death. Not one. Not a single one. No celebrity has ever died of natural causes. It's always because they got too close or they were about to tell somebody something. And I'm not saying that compared to a lot of industries, celebrities don't die at a fairly interesting clip. I'm not saying that that's not true either. All I'm saying is, anybody that knows anything about conspiracy, which is why the fucking moon landing being faked is bullshit, because you couldn't have kept any of them motherfuckers alive.
Absolutely
like, you can't let people... every celebrity would die then. It wouldn't just be random ones. Like, all of them. They're all out in public drinking. You think not one of them's going to accidentally let it slip that they've been drinking baby's head blood? Like, no, they couldn't do it.
And again, it's like how there's a kernel of truth to almost all that type of stuff. And it's like, we were saying a minute ago, they do get out and do weird shit in the woods and stuff they do, but it doesn't mean they're doing this. It's like also what celebrities do, like they do lie about the work they get done or the steroids they take or whatever. Like they do a lot of shit to keep them looking good that they don't cop to because it's either illegal or it's bad PR or whatever. So they are lying about those things. And so they go on TV and they're like, oh, I just ate nothing but tilapia and broccoli for 6 months and found this great cream at an Amish market or whatever. And it's like, that is bullshit. But
of course, but it's not the bullshit you think.
Right.
And dude,
exactly.
I also understand why certain people would hate the celebrity, just the celebrity, the royal celebrity. I can see why people would hate that and think celebrities were up their own ass and pieces of shit. Fucking a lot of them are. You know what I mean? Hell, being from where I'm from, I could see how somebody would hate the entire goddamn Clinton family. Sure can. But that don't mean, however, that they all got cloven hooves, smell like sulfur, and are biting babies' heads like a fucking, juice it or squeeze it.
Absolutely insane. But we've gotten very far away from them now, but they're both related to nothing. I had a couple of clips, at least I wanted to show you that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I feel like in different ways fit the show. It would be better to see both of them, but you'll get a little bit out of each if you're only listening to the show right now. But here we go. So can you see that? Mm-hmm. All right. This is perhaps the most spaghetti man of all time. Okay.
Okay.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
There he goes.
Oh,
hey. Oh, look at him. Good. He looks like Joey Cruz with that thing on there.
You ready?
Where we go?
Grab another one.
Wait a
second. Wait a minute.
Let's see. I want to hear the ooh one more time.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was about to say that the two greatest example of harmonizing in the human condition is the Eagles singing Seven Bridges Road and any group of Italian men when someone goes, oh, like they all, like they all get in there somehow at the exact same time.
Yeah. One of the top comments on the Instagram post says, oh, the council has spoken. He's like, but they're all these spaghetti motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Looks like Joey Cruz with that thing on. It's like, I don't know. I have no idea who Joey Cruz is, but that's fucking hilarious. I don't know. They just so. I was saying earlier when people are just unabashedly themselves,
it's
because
great.
this is such a cartoon character of a spaghetti person right here, and he's crushing.
Man, you know how everybody
he got the chain and the fucking zip down jacket and look at that hair.
Whenever he's Buttafuoco'd out.
He is Buttafuoco'd up.
But when we compare cultures, it's always like, oh, who you think can drink the most? And everybody's like, oh, the Irish, the Scottish are like, well, who you think eats the most? And it's like, well, that's a two-way run between Mexico and America, and apparently Mexico's winning. But like, I just want to know who you think culturally, country, whatever, who you think the people just have a good time, the best time. I think every time I see some Italians walking around, they're having the best goddamn time. Like the best goddamn time. When I see like regular white people, it's not that we can't have a good time. It's just that oftentimes a group of white people might be on some serious shit. Italian dudes, you see these guys in the jackets and the track suits, they're always just fucking cutting up, just saying the worst shit, but it's awesome. Like, I feel like Italians have the best time.
Yeah, right. I mean, well, they cheat a lot.
Yes.
So that seems fun for them.
I know
they like that.
Obviously, like that's a bad thing to do, but it's inarguably fun. You know what I mean? Like it does hit, or nobody would do it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. They always
Sketty.
Eating sketty, fucking shaking down store owners and stuff. Seems like a pretty good time. I don't know how. Like, do they? How big of drinkers are they?
I don't know, because they always seem to like just have a couple glasses of wine. I mean, they can go through them, but
have a martini or something.
Wine isn't one of those like you go out and we're having 14 wines with my boys. Like it's not a real, you don't pound them. I mean, in the medieval times they did, but I think they're on cocaine.
Right? Yeah,
cocaine.
You'd think their hearts would be give out all the time, which I guess they do
because of the sketty and stuff. Like no, they're kind of I mean. With the French paradox being like, how is there all these skinny people in France because of the butter?
When they cook everything in butter and they drink all this wine and they also smoke the shit out of cigarettes and stuff. I know that's
Italy. They do be getting fat though. I mean, you seen them tanners.
What? Yeah, but them ain't French.
No. I'm talking about like you said. You'd think their hearts would give out on the cocaine, and I'm saying like it's weird that anybody ever get old over there because everything they do seem to be fucking up your heart.
Yeah, that's another thing we should look at. There's those things. Are they called like gold zones or something? Because I think one of them is on the Mediterranean, maybe somewhere in Italy.
Where people just live a lot.
Not gold zones, blue zones. And yep, the very first one on the list, Sardinia, Italy. And it's the blue zones are places. What? Loma Linda, California. I didn't know about that one.
I don't even know what that is.
Icaria, Greece. The Nicoya Peninsula, Costa Rica, Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, and Loma Linda, California are blue zones, regions of the world where people live longer than other places. So
that's where the baby drinkers are.
Yeah. I don't, they just like, I don't know, fucking, let's see, are all those places,
real ingredients?
All those places are they at least, right near the beach?
Yeah.
But like, they're always, I don't know, man. Italy just seems like people just fucking chill.
Yeah. Everybody's more relaxed
on the water parts over there.
Yeah.
They ride little scooters and stuff.
Outdoorsy. So they're getting their exercise in.
Yeah. Picking fucking olives and
they probably do use more natural ingredients than we do in these localized
economies. I'm sure they do. Well, apparently we just be crushing the rest of the world in terms of just putting bullshit in our food, which thank God RFK Jr. showed up.
Yeah.
Fucking about time somebody's ready to fix that for us. But as much of an abject lunatic as that motherfucker is, we do be doing that at a rate that other places
he's not wrong with a lot of his assertions. I just don't know if the way he's going to get there is right. Dude, you mentioned Japan as one of these blue zones. I did want to bring up, because he's relevant to the show, we've talked about him a lot. How fucking insane is it that James Cameron is absolutely going to make $2 billion showing nothing but a snuff film of Japanese people getting killed by radiation?
Yes, for people that don't know what you're talking about, he's announced that his next thing after Avatar is atom bomb movie in Japan
from their perspective, and he's not holding back on any of the graphic detail. And the reason that this is so humorous to me, not the bomb, was that 2 months ago, seemingly out of nowhere, James Cameron just sort of roasted Christopher Nolan, kind of calling him a coward for not showing any of that stuff in Oppenheimer. And I was like, okay, James Cameron's got an opinion, whatever, only for 2 months later to realize that, like, that was him sort of like sneak dissing some promo in there because he was working on his hotness.
Uh-huh. Do you know how far along that is? Because one thing, James Cameron is...
He just say stuff?
He kind of do just say stuff sometimes. Because he's like, obviously, we've talked about him before. I mean, he's one of the wildest motherfuckers of all time. Got one of the best batting averages.
Man.
Slugging percentages. Yeah, he's like...
He's like the Tony Gwynn of... Yeah.
Right. But he's had a ton of, like, you know, projects over the years that didn't make it to the finish line or whatever. Or sometimes what he'll do is he'll hand them off like that. Did you ever see Alita?
I did not like it.
Okay, well that was
Alita Battle Angel.
Yes,
yeah. I was in a bad mood that day. I remember that day.
Damn. All right.
I really did.
Was totally unrelated. You just happened to have something that pissed you off happen, and then you watched Alita. But that was supposed to be a James Cameron movie, but he handed it off, and he didn't make it. I think it was Robert Rodriguez that made it. Is that?
That maybe
is that right? Because I like Robert Rodriguez, but he'll make some goofy shit.
I was at my house by myself. Right, we had just come off tour, and I was tired as fuck. And one of my goddamn buddies showed up unannounced. Came in the house and was like, hadn't seen you in forever. And like, that was true, but I was trying to keep it that way for a minute because I was tired. Sits down on the couch. He's like, let's fucking watch something. Pulls up my shit. And instead of just even asking me what I wanted to watch or whatever, went to Alita Battle Angel and bought it. Like, didn't he? He wasn't even done. He bought it. Like, he's just like, we're watching this. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't say any of this because I'm not confrontational. And I said, and I think I hate fucked that. Like, the whole just like, so like, I remember it specifically. And like, so I've always wondered, like, would that movie hit for me if I was not filled with blind rage the entire time?
I mean, I think that it's like pretty okay. It's not, it's definitely not great, but it's like, you know, it's cool. It's got cool shit in it. But like the boys liked it. And, but anyway, like that was supposed to be a James Cameron movie, but he passed it off pretty early on. And so he'd be doing shit like that. So we'll see. Cause also I think he's intending to stick with Avatar until it's done. But like that's taking a long fucking time. And he ain't no spring chicken. So,
dude, what's her face? Zoe Saldana said the other day she's going to be. She signed the contract when she was like 24, and she's going to be like 53 when it's all done or something.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's crazy. So I just found this out. This don't hit, but I'm not surprised to hear it. One thing that is common to all known blue zones is that the people. What do you think it is? Guess you could probably guess. I bet.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah. The people who live there primarily eat a plant-based diet.
Oh, that's okay.
At least 95 says most of these groups are not strict vegetarians, but they eat meat less than 5 times per month.
5 times per month? Damn.
Yeah.
That's funny because I thought you were about to say less than 5 times a week, and I was going to be like, well, that's keeping it together. That's okay. That's fine. Less than 5 times a month. Like, bro, what do you mean? That's one. I
mean, that's pretty damning.
That's 1.2 times a week.
Right. It's pretty damning for us meat eaters. But I mean, but you know, I be knowing that the stuff that hits for me is going to drive me into an early grave. So
much like they say facts don't care about your feelings, I would also like to add my feelings could care less about your facts. Right. I'm going to eat meat.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is how I feel, and that's how I feel. So, fuck you.
I guess what? Hey, we're swinging back around, now, because guess what? Another dietary factor common to the blue zones is?
Lots of alcohol?
Moderate alcohol consumption.
Right on.
But, like, they all be drinking.
I can't do that, though.
Yeah, you got to have a bunch.
Yeah, I got to have.
But this article is defining moderate alcohol consumption, if I'm reading it right, as 1 to 2 drinks per day. So,
wow, still,
I mean that's
a lot.
That's more than I drink. Yeah,
me too now because I drink nothing.
Right.
Because if I tried to have 1 to 2 drinks a day, I'd probably have 9.
Yeah. So what? So have you given up the ghost with drinking for like you just?
I'm not going to say that. That'd be insane.
But are you? It sounds like you're like acknowledging. It feels like a bit of a turn for me as someone who's been around here a long time because it feels like you're saying you're doing the thing. You're doing the the sort of AA type thing now where you're like I can't just have a couple.
But
and that's
here's
why
the problem.
I have to not drink anything at all. And I don't ever really remember hearing you say that before.
No. Here's the problem. Is that I totally could just drink one day a week and that's fine. But this is the battle I've been going back and forth with. Even if I just, let's say hypothetically I drink Friday, my depression and anxiety are such that if I drink Friday, Monday afternoon, I'm still out of sorts from having drank Friday. Mm-hmm. And so it's not worth it to me. Like, and every time I do it, I start feeling bad and I just start sinking low. And it's not like I reach for the bottle again, but like, I'm just tired of feeling that way. And I know it's going to happen every time, but I love drinking. Like when you're drunk, that don't matter, and, you just get in a loop with it, and I'm just like, I just want the hours of the day back. You know what I mean?
All right. We're getting into some of the meat of it now, no pun intended, but none of this is all that surprising, but, so for one thing, in the blue zones, exercise is built into their lives. So I
do that.
They don't go to the gym or nothing, but they
walk.
They be picking olives on a fucking slope by the sea, like just that, picking olives on a slope by the sea.
Sounds
I feel like make you live a long time.
Yeah.
But they tend to animals on slopes, or they have gardens and they do agricultural shit and they walk around and they
move.
They just be moving a lot.
Yeah. So many people don't move.
People in blue zones get sufficient sleep and also take daytime naps. All right.
That's what's up.
And now, not only is that what's up, listen to this. I like this too, and I find this unsurprising. In blue zones, people tend not to go to sleep, wake up, or go to work at any set hours.
God,
I
kind of do that.
They just sleep when they're tired. Go do work when it needs to be done. Sleep again. Whenever. And it's like, that's also what's up.
That is so what's up.
Being able to do that.
Like as long as you get your week's worth of shit done, it would not matter when you do it. Yeah,
it says blue zones are typically more religious communities. Don't have. Yeah.
I wanted so badly to scream hateful stuff, and I had a throat full of weed drink.
Yeah,
that is fuck that. I'll die. I'd rather die. I would. Yeah. I would. Dude, I swear to God, if someone told me right now, you could live to 95 years old and you'll be happy and healthy, right? Happy and healthy 95. But you have to go to church every Sunday from now until you're 95. Or you'll keep going as you are right now and you'll die at 70. I'd go, give me 70 and all my Sundays back. Because, when you take away my Sundays, add it up, don't do the math, that's probably 25 years right there. You know what I mean? It's going to feel fucking like it. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that.
I agree.
Why the fuck are they even trying to live long? Like when they die, they get to go to heaven. Why the fuck are all these old religious people crowding the goddamn earth? Shoot your fucking self at 50. Go meet God. You know what I mean? Let us have the fucking rent-controlled houses, you piece of shit.
Get on an ice float out into the Arctic,
just
way the Eskimos do their.
And I don't even think you're a bad person. It's just that you have an option. Like you get to go to heaven. Let us have our heaven would be if you fucking died. If you'd leave. No offense to anybody. If you're religious and you listen to this show, you're clearly one of the good ones.
Mm-hmm. So it says that also in blue zones, it's the type of place where families like live together. So like there's multiple generations in one house. There's like the mamas and papas are in the same house with their kids and then their kids' kids and all that.
That don't hit either.
But
you really buried the lead on this whole lifestyle.
Yeah, but it says studies have shown that grandparents who you spend time with and look after their grandchildren have a higher chance of living longer. And I think like what that really is, it's like in places where like old people
they have something to live for.
Right.
Yeah,
where old people don't traditionally live in the house,
dude,
with the younger generations, and they just got to do their own shit. They just like wither away.
That
and
whole
die.
dying of a broken heart
it's like
it's real.
It's very real, dude. It's brutal, man.
No, it's brutal. Like,
I moved to California, and Paige had her baby, and obviously my dad died, and like, dude, that's the biggest one. My dad died, but dude, Mima, she she just wasted away after that gradually.
Bro,
like that was just it. She just ain't want to live no more.
I know this is a tiny thing, but like when my grandma died at 96, we'd been on the road a lot, and every time I came home, I'd go to the old folks home to see her because she finally had to be in there because she required 24-hour care and I was gone. And, but I'd go see her. And this one day I just got home and, we knew she was on her way down, but mom had been there. She's like, oh, I just went there. The doctors and nurse said, she's fine. You can go up there tomorrow if you want to. And I was just like, nah, I better go see her. Went and saw her, went in a room, cried my eyes out. And I wrote this in our book, The Liberal Redneck Manifesto, cried my eyes out to her and told her it was okay if she died. And she literally died that second, like that fucking second with my hand in her hand. And I went and told the nurse that she was dead. And they were like, no, honey, she's not dead. You know what you're talking about. She's fine. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And they came in there like, holy shit, she's dead. And I was like, she fucking chose to be. She heard me. She's like, all right, I'm out. I believe that with my whole heart.
Totally. Yeah. It is. It's not that, like, that you.
I killed her.
Right. Well, I was going to say you killed her, but you were like, you're like, listen, I've really thought about it. And, if you want to die, I'm not saying that you have to, or I don't know if you want to. If you want to die, that's okay with me. I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
Like, if you would prefer to perish from this earth,
she did.
I'm cool with that.
I did tell her. I told her all that.
Yeah,
through tears.
I know what you were doing. I mean, I get what you were doing. It just sounds kind of funny. But here's the other one. The other video that I had, again, related to none of this, but I do believe it will hit for you indeed. Again, really need to be seeing this one.
Boy.
But this girl, she's definitely got some POA stuff going on. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean here.
I'm in my nightgown, it's raining, and I'm listening to 1920s music as though it were being played in a hotel.
I did not see that shit coming.
Yeah, I know you did. I knew it was gonna fucking hit for you too. So if you're only listening after she says that, she turns around and twerks in front of the camera like out of nowhere.
And she don't look like a twerker. And I don't mean that offensively. She's dressed all like, Little Women-y. But man,
yes, she's dressed Little Women-y. Yes,
I love her. I love this lady.
That's one of the top comments. But do it fart though.
Say it again.
But do it fart though.
Oh my god!
I would imagine it do fart.
Oh, by the way, speaking of do it fart though, man, I seen a video the other day of the Yin Yang Twins playing at like what seemed like a retirement home. It was not a good look for our boys.
Somebody else just either I randomly saw a video of them or someone else sent me a video of the Yin Yang Twins. I feel like it was Bryce maybe, but I think they were at SeaWorld. The Yin Yang Twins at SeaWorld. Okay. And
Who booked that shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, by the way, I love the Yin Yang Twins. Let it be known that I'm not making fun of these men for anything other than the fact that they're playing SeaWorld.
Yeah,
imagine saying make that pussy fart for the Yin Yang Twins in front of some orcas.
Yeah, well, you just said they were at a fucking old folks home.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, that's a wilder place to say make that pussy fart. Although by the time it's been said a million times, but it's true. Like when we are nursing home aged,
that'll be the shit.
It won't be weird at all. It'll be all kinds of making that pussy fart for the Yin Yang Twins.
I mean, dude,
in our era's nursing homes.
I mean, dog, if you were 40 when that song came out and that song hit for a lot of 40-year-olds, then you 65 right now and you getting close to being in one if you ain't in good shape. So, like, it might already be some people in the nursing home,
Uh-huh.
Beat the pussy up, beat the pussy up. beat the pussy up, beat the pussy up. Man, Whisper Song is so funny.
Hilarious.
That video is, goddamn. Wait till you see my dick. Hey,
bitch. Yeah. Hilarious.
Man, and they defined a generation.
Yeah, our generation was, again, also been pointed out a million times, but just as a reminder to anyone that's forgotten, that that same era's Black Eyed Peas, perhaps their seminal, biggest, most chart-toppingest hit was originally called Let's Get Retarded in here. And it's so funny to think about, because then later they're like, oh, fuck, okay, I guess we'll change it. And it's like, let's get it started. And then and it's like, that works even better. Like the fact that it's like, let's get it started is the better option for what that song is. So the fact that they had to change it to that when they initially had been like, we're going to go with Let's Get Retarded is so fucking funny. And of that time so much. And again, no one thought twice about that when it came out. Everybody was just like, this song hits. Fucking it goes hard. They played it at the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. They played the Let's Get It Started version, I'm pretty sure. But still, that shows you how big that song was.
It was huge. And again, it passed every filter down the line. Be like, yep, do this one. Right. I saw this comedian talking about how when they changed the name, it really helped him out because now anytime he sees mentally handicapped people, he's just like, phew, they're getting it started in here. You know what I mean? It was a huge. Why were we on that? Oh, because the Yin Yang Twins. That was a wild era.
That was a crazy era, but also a hitting one. I have one more, again, out of nowhere video that just hits.
Thank you.
Yep. This ain't fancy. This is working class. This is a working class Scotsman.
That counts.
Stuck on a roof. And that's it. That's the whole thing. All right.
Face. I think you've got to put it all wrong. Because if you take a tumble, you're taking a heater. You're taking a heater, doing it. Try and get both your feet into the flashing and tiptoe down the flashing. If you can stand up on the flashing and hold on to the gutter till you turn, and then as you turn, your foot will hit the metal pin. You what, Andrew? He was going to D there, Andrew. He was going to D. Right, don't put too much weight on it, right? Where the fuck am I meant to put my weight? Right, I can't put my weight in the roof again, but I can't hold on to it. You have to hold it for 5 minutes. You're fucking wank stage. Don't do it. Where the fuck is it? I can't put my weight on the fucking roof. I can't put my weight in the gutters and get home. I can't just fucking move it.
This guy's giving show.
You fucking what? That's how agitated I'm getting now. You really fucking agitated. It was you. It was you wanted to go up, Jack. I'm just going to let myself drop right. I'm going to hold on to this side bit. And hopefully I'm good enough doing it.
I hate when people do this about our accents, and obviously it's not always true, but boy, he does sound aggressively dumb. You know what I mean? In that whole situation. But I saw a lot of myself in that man.
No, me too. I totally get that. I hate when just that, like, sort of somebody, for me, in my mind, it's my wife who's standing there telling me, like, just put the whatever. It's like, I can't. Where do you want me to put the fuck? You just like snap eventually. It's like, it won't fucking go there. Okay, like that, but the Scottish version. Where the fuck am I meant to put my weight? I can't put it on the roof. I can't put it on my fucking going at a fucking 4:30. You fucking weight stand. You got me agitated. Fuck's sake. It's
and you're being
hilarious.
filmed, which adds to your just such frustration.
Yeah.
God damn. Speaking of languages and words and stuff, this is
Hold on. If you want to start a new thing, we ain't taken one break yet, and we probably should. right
For
here.
sure.
All right,
Let's
we'll
take
be
a
right
break.
back after this. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. If you want to be as hard as the summer day is long, then get yourself a Blue Chew and bring that heat all summer, baby. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. Now, they also have Blue Chew Max, by the way, which combines the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis into one chewable for a combo that acts fast and last, baby. You can be ready when she needs it and get your first month of Blue Chew for free. All you got to do, sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of the licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew's made right here in the U.S. of A., prepared and shipped directly to your door. That's the best part of the whole thing. It's done entirely online, which means no more visits to the doctor's office, having awkward wiener conversations, waiting in line for your wiener pills at the pharmacy, running into your old football coach. None of that. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead to get down, or you can be ready to get down whenever an opportunity comes up. That's your dick. Joe, tell them more.
Oh, my God. I love Blue Chew. Been using them for years. People always ask me, they're like, Corey, does Blue Chew work? And I'm like, hey, it makes my dick harder than the amount that I laughed when I saw that CEO cheating on his wife at a Coldplay concert. And that's pretty hard. I laughed pretty hard. My dick gets hard. And the thing is, a lot of people always say, like, well, why would I use that? You know, I ain't got no problems with my wiener. I don't got no problems with my wiener either. It's just, you know, a little extra confidence. Also, it's like, just being able to turn on a dime. You know what I mean? Like, dude, Trae, hypothetically, if you were like, Corey, I'd like you to do the rest of the show with a massive hard on, I could do it. Like, I could chew it and do it. You know, maybe I wouldn't be able to do it just on your command, but I could get it done. You know what I'm saying? It works. It gives you confidence, and it's discreet. It comes to your house in a little tiny white envelope. Your pharmacist ain't got to do nothing about it. Nobody's got to know what's going on. It's great. It's going to give you confidence, and you could be missing out on the best sex of your life. And why would you want to do that? They say first impressions are important. Well, what about lasting impressions? And Blue Chew really wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at bluechew.com, and we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code POA at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code POA to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. And Trae,
get you a new dick.
Why wouldn't you? Y'all, I'm a stinky boy when I sweat. I'm not just like resting stinky, but like I sweat a lot because I'm a big feller. I eat a lot. And summer has always been kind of a bummer to me because I don't like to be sweaty and I get real nervous if I think people can smell me or something. And that's why I'm very happy that I constantly have Mando on me. All right. It is powerful on your pits, but it's gentle on your skin. And it's not your typical drugstore stick. This is a high performance pit shield, son. Like, it really doesn't matter what I'm doing. Like, if I'm chasing Bane around the yard, which I often am, if I'm out grilling, I mean, sure, I might get the forehead sweat or whatever, but my underarms is fine and I don't stink. And it's only getting hotter and I'm only getting fatter. And so I'm very excited about Mando, the all natural stuff that they got going on. It's tremendous. They've got all sorts of different products that I like. I also like that, you know, it's not got any of them nasty things in it that apparently deodorants had that was hurting me. This stuff will work up to 72 hours. I would personally never, test that out. I like to reapply, but they're baking soda free. They're paraben free. I've always said it, Trae, you know me. I can't stand parabens. Hate them. Hate parabens. But they're clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. So why wouldn't you do it? Trae, tell them more about our friends.
Yeah, Mando, I've become a big fan of Devotee. I literally just smeared some Mando on myself right before walking out here. Got out of the shower, put it on the pits. Bam, bam, ready to go. They got all the different kinds. They got cream deodorant. They got stick deodorant. They got they got these little deodorant wipes.
Yeah, they're great.
So if you're in a hurry, but you feel stank, you can, take it down a notch. Give yourself.
That's you most of the time.
That is me most of the time. Yes, you can give yourself what my sister would lovingly refer to as a hoe bath with Mando's deodorant wipes. So they got every kind of option you need. And also a variety of hitting smells. They got bourbon leather, Cloverwoods, Mount Fuji Pro Sport. I like all four of those. I've most recently been doing bourbon leather, but yes, I like what Mando's about, and I can testify to the fact that it does keep you from stinking, baby. Better than whatever the name of the stuff is that you get down there at the dollar store there.
Yeah, buddy.
I was going to call them out specifically, but then I thought maybe I would not do
rude.
That. But
and some of them,
the ones.
I was skeptical because like some of those like natural deodorants, I'm like, natural in the sense of naturally I stink after I use it because it don't work. But like this stuff be do.
No, this be do because this was made by a doctor, so doctors be knowing stuff. All right, Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice. For example, the mini body wash or the aforementioned deodorant wipes, and it includes free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get 20% off site wide when you use our exclusive code. So use the code POA at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide and free shipping. That's a heck of a deal, y'all. That's shopmando.com, shopmando.com. Use the code POA. Support our show. Tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered. Protect your pets. Smell great doing it. Make it hit.
Make it hit.
Joe, you've been switching up your routine lately, ain't you? I know you're off the sauce and everything, but you've been trying to do a little something still. That's what you told me. You just need a little something every now and then, middle of the afternoon. Mm-hmm. You're down there at the park. You've had an otherwise long day. You just need something to get you through the rest of your email inbox or video editing or whatever you happen to have going on, or something at the end of the day to make your evening a little more enjoyable, right? A man needs something. I've always said it. And that's where today's sponsor, Soul, can help, because Soul is a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation. The out-of-office gummies come in 4 different strengths, so you can find the perfect dose for your vibe. They got a gentle micro dose. That's more my speed. They got the perfect buzz, a more noticeable high, or you can get fully lit if you want to, if you're a wildcat like that. But they keep wellness at the forefront so you can feel good about what you're putting in your body, because all of Soul's products are made from organically farmed, USA grown hemp, and they are vegan, gluten-free, and low in sugar. But they don't just have gummies. If you think you like gummies, you know you do. You got to try Soul's new out-of-office beverages, a refreshing alcohol-free alternative, perfect for summer sipping. Cho's got one right there. Cho, tell them more.
First off, sorry, I had to have a sip. Trae, I cannot tell you how happy I am that Soul has the options of the microdose and the medium and the, get your shit wrecked version. And I say that in a good way, because pretty much every other one that I've ever tried, it's like every can, it's like, hey, this can is 50 milligrams. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have to take a sip of it and then put it back. And I don't want to do that. But like the ones I got right here, these are 5 milligrams. And my favorite part, and look, I'm not a scientist, but I've always noticed when something has twice as much CBD in it as it does THC, it's like the best of both worlds for me. This is fantastic. I'd rather have this than a beer. Kind of gives me the same feeling of having a couple of beers. I'm not outside of my mind. I'm just out of the office. You know what I'm saying? It is a very relaxing buzz. I've been getting one and going to the park every day. And thanks to this, I haven't even had no booze in like 5 weeks. I've just been having me like a can of this every day, enjoying myself, getting stuff done. It's great. The gummies are awesome too. I like the drink because of the ritual, but yeah, absolutely. I'll also throw a gummy in. It's very, very sweet. And I don't wake up feeling terrible the next day. And it's not like any other that I've tried where like I'm outside of my head. Like it's a very clean, very clear, just nice, mellow buzz. It's awesome. And so if you're somebody that already likes weed or whatever, this is great for you. If you're somebody that's like, I don't know, but I'm trying to be a little bit healthier but still have fun, this is 100% for you. Bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Soul today, because right now Soul is offering our audience 30% off your entire order. Go to getsoul.com and use the code POA. That's getsoul.com, promo code POA for 30% off. Skew.
Righty. We're back.
I want to do a tribute to our main man and fallen angel, Ozzy Osbourne, obviously. And that's what I want to talk about on the show. But before that, I do want to say congratulations. You finally, after, I won't say berating because you've, you haven't berated me into it, but you've talked about it enough organically. You did a good job. I watch Traitors now. I started season 1 of the Australia one. Now, I don't know if that's the one that has the thing that you've been telling me about, but
the thing that Mark's been talking about.
Yeah. Is it season 1 of Australia?
I was the first one to bring that up.
Yes, you were.
Mark
you were.
Yes.
First off, I love it. I was not aware, and maybe this is the difference in like their like reality shows over there versus here. Like, I knew the premise, like, you know, it's like Among Us or whatever. Like, I knew all that shit, but I wasn't aware that like each one of the contestants was like handpicked because they had some type of special skill that might make them hit in this environment or whatever, or at least Australia's that way.
I don't know how much they do. I mean, I'm sure that's at least a part of it, but what I think is funny after watching multiple seasons of the show is that people will twist themselves into knots to present it that way.
But it's not.
Well, I don't know. I don't know for sure whether it is or not, but like, for example, like there's a hairdresser on the season I'm watching right now, which is New Zealand season 1. And she's just like, she's like, you know, well, you try standing in front of imagine standing in front of a mirror, looking in their eyes all day while you cut their hair.
Yeah.
You pick up a thing or two, you know, like that. Right. It's like, I don't think that makes you any better at that. But like they do that, like whatever their job is, they'll be like, well, I'm well suited to this because, but
in this one though, the first dude is a criminal defense lawyer who MP or whatever, who everyone immediately hates and hit for me real hard because fuck that guy. And then there was, obviously there's a clairvoyant medium, which that could go either way. But then they bring this dude up and he seems all normal or whatever. And it's like, tell him about yourself, Jerome. And he's like, I was the longest held hostage in Australia history. I'm from Tasmania. I was held for 436 days and I used to have to, manipulate me captors. And I'm like, God damn, like this fucking dude, he better win, which I don't know. Don't tell me.
I won't spoil it, but down to that. Yes. Well, that dude, that's wild. And that's an extreme, example. But if you say the thing, so I don't think it counts as the thing that Mark has been talking, because again, it fascinated me when I watched it. And then I brought it up and everybody, and you and Drew hadn't seen it. Mark watched Traitors, but not that season. And Mark just kind of got brushed off. But then Mark got around to that season and now he's also fascinated by it because there's a dude who's in the cast of that show, but never gets shown, like only by accident. Like, but he's one of the contestants. He participates in the challenges. He participates in the round tables. He votes. He does all that, but the show does not acknowledge his existence. Right. And I picked that up about halfway through watching that season. I was like, what is that? Like, and my first thought was, okay, this is gnarly to say, but I bet I just have to assume that they filmed this whole season of this show, and after they wrapped, but before the show came out, this dude was arrested for fucking child porn or got outed as a violent racist or like something.
But like something really couldn't scrap everything.
Something bad happened for them to have to scrub him from this entire show, right? That was my assumption. But then I looked it up, and again, then none of this is even in the show, so it doesn't count as a spoiler or whatever. Then I looked it up, and it turns out, based on everything that I can find, that guy who's, I would say, he's like, you don't even get to know him, you just barely see him, but I could see some Cho tendencies to, he looks like if you were 20 years older and Australian or whatever, like, I feel like he has a vibe kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it turns out what he did was he just wouldn't stop breaking the fourth wall, quoting Austin Powers movies, and bringing his own props to set into the round table and stuff. Like he'd show up to the round table votes with a rubber chicken and be honking it and stuff, and they'd have to like tell it, like, Paul, put the chicken away, please. And we said no chicken, but he kept like, because that's one thing with that, the meta of every season of that show is they don't acknowledge they don't break the fourth wall. They like play kayfabe usually. Right. And like he kept breaking the fourth wall but yeah, apparently also just fucking get in my belly and just fucking shit like that, quoting fat bastard and shit all the time. And they were like, we can't use that. And I just thought that was like the funniest possible rationale for getting cut out of a TV show.
And what's hilarious is like, they told him to stop
over and over again. Yeah, right. Repeatedly begged him to stop. I'm sure he just wasn't having it. He knew what he was about.
Oh God!
But if you keep going, go straight into Australia season 2, and behold the dumbest arrangement of people ever to be assembled on television ever. It almost made me feel better as an American because I didn't know that any other Western country could ever touch us in terms of putting let's get it started people on TV. Right. But my God, bro, season 2 of Australia of The Traitors is impressive with how dumb these people are. There's 2 exceptions. There's 2 people who are exceptions to that. They were legit smart. I won't say who they are without, don't want to spoil anything, but that's it. Other than them, every person on there is a rock chewing moron. And it is wild to see. Can't wait. But yeah, so Ozzy,
are you familiar with Ozzy Osbourne?
No, see, Australia Osbourne. Is that his birth name?
Australia Osbourne.
Yes.
Famous devil occultist. Well, we all know who Ozzy was. Obviously, Ozzy died, and it sucks. Pretty metal.
Also, reality TV pioneer,
dude. Absolutely, he had one of the few shows that hit.
It also was at the beginning of the reality TV boom. That show is 100% one of the reasons that the reality TV boom even happened.
Absolutely.
Survivor, that show.
There's a whole generation that only knows Ozzy from the TV show.
The reason that show was brilliant on whoever had the idea to even do it, but then also the reason it worked is because he's the fucking Prince of Darkness, right. but he's not a bumbling old dad, right? Exactly.
Who's hilarious and sweet.
Sweet and in the clouds all day and stuff. But but he's fucking Prince, fucking Bubbles. I still remember an episode of that where they were doing looking at options for some tech equipment for his upcoming concert or something, and Sharon had a bubble machine, and Ozzy got this whole thing. So fucking Prince of Darkness, fucking Bubbles, what a bubble, Sharon,
Every time he did something, funny. He had to caveat it with I'm the fucking Prince of Darkness, and here I am wiping my own ass or whatever the fuck. I remember this one episode when Ozzy. He was one of the first people I ever seen that he had a semi, the predecessor to a smart home. He had this one big remote box that controlled a lot of shit, and he was constantly fucking up his TV, and he got his TV stuck on this bread making channel, and he can't get it off, and he's so frustrated. He comes and he's like, Sharon, I go to the TV, the fucking bloody TV won't work. And she's like, what's wrong? He's like, it's so on the fucking bread channel. And she's like, the bread channel? Do you mean the cooking channel, Ozzy? And he goes, no, it's just 2 cunts making bread the whole time. That's all it is. But yeah, it was fucking perfect. And he was he was all that, but also he was the fucking Prince of Darkness, man. He was the goddamn, rock and roll legend.
So he just died at 76, right?
76.
Meet the Osbournes, what was that, 2000, 2002, something like that? Yeah. Roughly 25 years ago. So he was 50 years old in that show, 51 in that show. That is bananas, right? I was about to say, that's not that much older than us, bro. Fucking Smart Mark is 3 years younger or whatever than fucking Ozzy was when that show started. That's insane. And dude, because he was so shot out, obviously, that it but it's
funny. He never got more shot out. He just remained that exact shot out.
Right.
No, it really is crazy because people that weren't there for it, it was a great show, but also part of the narrative was man, we're going to see Ozzy Osbourne die on live TV because we just couldn't process that a dude like that could possibly live any longer. And then he somehow did. And again, was fucking younger than Mark is now. I'll say it. Younger than Mark. No, it was amazing. But I mean, fucking man, I grew up, on a Crazy Train and all that. I liked him because people compared him to the devil, and he was the Prince of Darkness, which that's what made him hit for me. Which I know that's what made him hit for a lot of people. But my parents, oddly enough, we were a Christian household, and there were certain things we weren't supposed to do. But I feel like Ozzy Osbourne was somehow grandfathered in to where it's like, well, no, well, yeah, okay, sure, he's a good devil worshiper. You know what I mean? He's just he's a mainstream devil worshiper. And of course, a lot of that, happened because he bit the head off of a fucking bat, which.
Right. Wasn't that, what was the deal with that again? Wasn't that an accident or something?
Yes.
He didn't intentionally do it. It was supposed to be a prop or something, but accidentally it was a real bat and he bit its head or something like that.
Yeah. So he bites it off. It goes to get a rabies shot. And his exact quote was, immediately though, he thought it was fake. Immediately though, something felt wrong, very wrong. For a start, my mouth was instantly full of this warm, gloopy liquid. So,
yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah. But so that was an accident. However, later, while trying to impress record executives at CBS Records in 1981, he pulled 2 doves out of his coat and bit the head off of one of them whilst wearing a suit. So, I mean, I guess, again, the first one was a mistake, but they always say once you get a taste for something, that's just the thing. Also, one time, I think you probably heard this story, he was on tour with Motley Crue and he ran out of cocaine. And so he went and got on the pavement and snorted a line of fire ants.
Yeah.
And then
feels like that probably wouldn't be as good.
No,
I would think.
I don't think. No. Then shortly thereafter that, he licked up Nikki Sixx's urine in a drug-fueled, I don't know what he was trying to. Maybe Nikki Sixx was doing something disgusting, and Ozzy is like, I'm gonna lick his piss. Speaking of piss, he was banned from San Antonio for 10 years for taking a piss on the Alamo.
Yeah, that was a very famous
of course
thing with him at that time.
Yeah.
Or back then.
In 1989, during a blackout rage, he calmly told Sharon, we've come to a decision that you have to die. And he got arrested. Sharon stayed married to him because she said that he was just clearly out of his mind on drugs and hallucinating, but he sort of threatened to kill Sharon. He was also so high during his first marriage in 1971 that people were congratulating him the next week, and he didn't know what he'd done. He missed the whole wedding. I know we talked about this when it happened, but in 2010, there were these scientists that were studying Ozzy's DNA, and they discovered, much like my buddy Robbie, that he has a unique genetic mutation that helps his body process drugs and alcohol at a clip way higher than most humans.
See, I thought that I almost brought this up yesterday in the group chat when it came out that he died, because in my head, I was like, that was either Ozzy Osbourne or maybe Lemmy. I couldn't remember which one. I was like, or
I'm sure they both had it.
I was like, or maybe it was both of them. But what I was going to say is, all due respect to Ozzy, but it's like, so considering that is Ozzy, and it's like you hear that, and it's like, well, I mean,
yeah,
they clearly were still doing a number on him.
Right. Well, just how much did he do?
I was about to say. So imagine the amount he had to have done if he really does have that gene and still drugged himself. Let's get it started, that's really going in.
I don't think he was ever brilliant, Right.
Well, that is the thing. It's like, maybe I don't know. Maybe he actually wasn't. Maybe he just kind of always was like that.
I was about to say,
I don't know.
I remember when DJ got sober and I was like, oh, so you just smell better. That's interesting. It's interesting that you just smell better.
That's funny.
One time,
did you know what Black Sabbath's first name was?
Bloody Twat. Who knows with them?
The Polka Took Blues Band. So,
well, that's
a good change. It's a good change.
Were they artistically headed in the same direction?
I mean, I reckon.
Like, would it have been
just,
War Pigs just by that band? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't
that
know. I
don't
mean, I
hit.
assume.
I think that would have not worked out.
I agree with
at
you.
all, because Black Sabbath hits so hard. That is such a great fucking name.
That's one of the best band names of all time, without a doubt. And the album that War Pigs is on, Paranoid.
Yeah, bro,
unreal, fucking top to bottom, hits super hard.
So he took acid every day for a year until a horse talked to him. Here's the quote. At the end of that year, I was totally nuts. I remember standing in a field in England thinking a horse was telling me to fuck off. So he quit acid after that. What else? Oh, he one time, I don't know if this was, where's the year on this little fact? It says he was once so broke that he robbed a clothes store and a boutique full of mannequins, but I don't know if this is like a post-Black Sabbath Ozzy, because that would have been wild. He also has died a couple times, like been pronounced dead, for like a full couple minutes, and then just fucking Undertakered his ass up, I guess. He used to throw raw meat at his concert audiences, but not because they didn't hit for him. It hit for him for them to get it and throw it back to him. I don't know if they were like biting the raw meat or something, but I don't think that's OSHA approved.
No,
at all.
So was he eating? Was he taking bites of it, like bat style? But just
of course.
You ever see, that cake's hit for you, obviously.
Oh my God, bro! Hold on, before
DJ. Okay.
I just found out that my grocery store sells individual cake cups, right? Just a cup that has like layered cake in it. And they got a Tres Leches one that I got yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Trae, I almost detected a fourth milk. I think. I was like, I think this is a Cuatro Leches.
Baby. I know how you like your varieties of milks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because sometimes you just have a milk to go with your 3 milks, so that's 4 milks.
That is 4 milks. Yeah.
Yeah. Steve Aoki, DJ, his thing at his concerts is he throws a sheet cake at someone in the crowd and hits them in the face with it.
Okay, I'd love that.
Okay, you would? I was wondering.
I try to catch all the cake. Like, so, because when you hit somebody in the face with the cake goes to the sides and you lose a lot of cake. I would try to palm.
Well,
I'd be like,
one thing about
time.
it, I got to give it up to him. I guess just practice, baby. You get better at anything. But he's pretty unreal at it. I've seen compilations and it's hard. It's not just people in the front row, bro.
Right.
There's one where these dudes are holding up their buddy in a wheelchair, and the wheelchair guy's like, fucking, give it to me, and he's like, I don't know. I'm distance dumb, but fucking 30 yards away or something, like a ways away in a wheelchair, and he fucking hurls that thing and drills him right in the face and chest with it. But see, me, I'm glad everybody's having fun. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be a stick in the mud, but that ain't for me. I don't want to be hit in the face with cake.
No, I mean, look,
I don't like to be dirty and sticky. I got a real problem with sticky, by the way. I've always had a real issue with anything sticky. And if you get caked, you gonna be sticky.
I agree.
I don't like to be sticky.
I don't either. I wouldn't choose it. But in this scenario, I was led to believe that this is the only way I could have cake.
That you can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they have that same cake for sale at the vendor, I would prefer not to be. I'll gladly pay for cake. This isn't about the money. I just assumed it was otherwise a cakeless environment, and this is I only got one shot. You know what I mean?
I think that you're right about that.
Okay, well then, I'm back on. I'd let him hit me in the face with cake if that's the only way I get cake. I've never been in a scenario where I didn't want cake, and if it was offered and then taken away, I wouldn't be furious, no matter what.
Yeah, I hear you on that. This is not the best gift, but it does at least show the distance I'm talking about. Look at this fucking. This is so I said 30 yards. It's 80 feet. Well, 30 yards is 90 feet, right? So I just about nailed that, actually. Yeah. Watch this.
Damn!
Yeah, look at that. You see where he's at up there on the stage? Yeah, watch the motherfucker come. And then boom, look, nailed him.
I just realized the best person to be is friends with the person who got hit in the face with the cake. Because then you can just eat the cake. You lick your buddy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get to lick your buddy, and you get to have cake. I did want to mention Allistor Crowley just a bit, because I don't know when else I'll talk about him. Ozzy was obviously a big fan of Allistor Crowley, at least like in the, at least vibes-wise. Like I heard about, first time I ever heard about Allistor Crowley was in Mr. Crowley, the Black Sabbath song, and I've since looked the guy up. Wild guy, that Allistor Crowley. Do you know anything about him?
Is he one of the, did he write one of the Satan books for the Satan people? No, that's Anton LaVey.
Yeah, right? No, this dude was just
Allistor Crowley.
He was just an occultist cult leader type dude.
Right, yeah.
One time there was an occult ritual. He had this place called the Abbey of Thelema, and so he gets
How do people like that always get shit like that?
Because
how do you get that?
Because there's dumb people that have money that will believe you. You know what I mean? That's the only way, it's got the daughters and sons of a man who legitimately started a railroad business. They got so much money they don't know what to do with it, and they've never had to learn anything. And then someone comes and tells them they're the devil, and they're like, "Oh, there he is." Anyways, during one of these rituals, he fucked a goat on this in front of everybody. He starts fucking this goat, and when the goat didn't come, he slipped. He said, "When the goat didn't bust. The goat didn't bust."
How you even know if a goat?
I guess it stops going. You know what I mean? Because they always seem like they're coming.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like every goat I've ever heard sounds. Charles Nelson Riley coming. That's a goat. Anyways, when
I'm gonna.
When the goat didn't.
This is Allistor Crowley. Who did this?
Not Ozzy.
Okay.
And when the goat didn't come, he slit the goat's throat just mid ceremony, let it fucking bleed out. And then
is that the origin of who's fucking this goat?
Maybe
that's a thing, right? You acknowledge that saying,
of course. Who's fucking this goat? Yeah,
somebody's criticizing the way you're doing something, whatever. You're like, hey, who's fucking this goat? Maybe you.
Yeah, and then there's also its cousin. When someone says like, "Hey, what are we doing?" You're just like, "Oh, hey, you're fucking this dog's ass. I'm just holding its tail." You know, we're such a stupid people.
Such a stupid people. But yeah,
and there's one of my favorites is the way old people around here call girls whores. Is they go, "Oh, she'd fuck a snake if you'd hold its head still." It's always about fucking something, sticking your dick in an animal. We got so many of them. So in the 1930, he was pretty pissed off that he was evicted, and so he took a shit in his landlord's fireplace and then used it as a magical curse that he showed everybody. It's like, look at this. He put a hex on his landlord by shitting in his fireplace. I mean, that wouldn't hit, but it's not magic.
No. Right. It's just shit. It's just poop.
He also convinced all these women and stuff that you could bend reality and contact like aliens just through like getting pussy and giving wiener and stuff like that. So like he just would have all these parties where he just like convinced all these ladies to fuck them because they were going to see aliens. But like I have to assume there then weren't aliens.
They then didn't.
So it's like you got how many of these bitches do you have to have on rotation?
Right. I think about that with people like this every time, where it's anytime something like that comes up, like for example, or like with Scientology, where it's like they have levels of OT, right? Levels of operating thetans. And I think operating thetan level 3 is like one of the top you can be. That's the highest you can evolve. That's what Tom Cruise is.
Right.
And according to Scientology, that means Tom Cruise is telekinetic. He can levitate. He can fly. And look, if anybody can do it, I'm sure it is Tom Cruise. But I've always thought like, okay, but in his head, he has to be knowing like, I can't do that shit. Right. He has to think that, doesn't he? Or like, yes, these bitches, sucking wieners for, to see aliens or whatnot. you realize pretty quickly you got a raw deal, don't you? When it ain't no aliens, and then more people keep doing it.
Yeah,
or like apocalypse prophesiers and stuff for like the
every
world's
5
going to
years
end.
they drop a new date.
Right, and they get people on board, and they're like, no, this is the one, and then it don't happen, and well, now what? Then they're just like, well, that was actually part of it, and now I've realized that I had to do that because now I've realized
they just push they punt for years until they die.
And you'll not get away with that. I think that people who do that, and then when they are wrong, they should just go jump off a bridge or something.
Agreed. Could not agree more. We have advocated for the death of so many religious freaks on this episode, and I apologize, but clearly, if you're listening to this, you're not one of those. I also forgot this part. Ozzy Osbourne, in his memoir, admitted, and this don't hit, I'm sorry, trigger warning for animal stuff with people, that he was fucked up on drugs, didn't know where he was, and shot all 17 of his family's cats and then tackled a security guard naked. Just fucking shot.
Jesus Christ, 17.
I know. Like, if he did done two, I don't know why I just turned into Bill Cosby. If he did done two, if he was fucked up and accidentally shot two, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But like, I feel like killing the 10th cat will knock you out of whatever fucked up you got going on. I'd think.
You'd think, yeah.
You'd fucking think. But anyway,
I mean, that's a wild. Like we've all, had the moment like where you wake up the following morning and you're like, oh no. But did I shoot 17 cats? Did I shoot all 17 of my family's cats last night? That's pretty next level. But yeah, this Allistor Crowley motherfucker, dude, I looked him up too, and it's like he's not like sexy and alluring or whatever. Like, it's like,
is he like Rasputin?
No, Rasputin's who I was about to say. Like Rasputin is like, I mean, he looked wild. He looked wild, but he looked like interesting. Like this dude, in my opinion, he just looks like just a British chap. Look,
that's him.
Apparently, yeah.
What?
See, I just don't feel like I'd let a dude that looks like that get away with fucking my butt to send me to the aliens or whatever. I don't like, what I mean? Like, you got to look like fucking Rasputin or at least Jared Leto or somebody like that before I'm going to even begin to entertain the notion that you know what you're talking about when it comes to aliens and sacrificing goats and shit.
Dude, Mussolini kicked him out of fucking Italy because his sex cult was too degenerate. I thought Mussolini just would kill you, like not send you somewhere else, I
actually was already thinking that about this guy too, is like, how was he openly like this?
I know.
Back then. Like at that time. It's wild because it said, he's a known libertine. Well, it says his libertine lifestyle led to him being denounced by the British press. That's about as serious as they get over there, is a firm denunciation. The Italian government evicted him in 1923. But I mean, still, for what he was doing at that time, he had a pretty good run.
If this listicle is to be believed, this is interesting. L. Ron Hubbard, we all know who L. Ron Hubbard is, lived with one of Crowley's disciples, Jack Parsons, and participated in occult rituals called the Babylon working, which were the things that Crowley started. So it's possible that Crowley is low-key the father of Scientology.
Right. Inspired L. Ron. L. Ron, didn't he like famously say to somebody at a party once or something before he actually started Scientology, he said something like, I've decided I'm gonna start a religion because that's where he said that's where the real money is what I've always heard, what he said. And
I believe it, because essentially what happened was like he'd had so many sci-fi novels before the Thetan shit or whatever, and like that one, once he did it, he just decided, okay, but this one is real, and therefore it hit for people. You know what I mean? Like, he was just kind of a middle of the road sci-fi guy, and he was like, all right, well, I'm just going to take this book that I already wrote, double down, and just say it's a Bible, and Bob's your uncle, Yeah.
Never did get how that worked, but good for him, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So now, I might be Crowley that did all that. Real big piece of shit, but at least he's bald and fat. God, like I'm charming, and even I know that should prevent me from being able to pull any of this off. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have hair, a jaw, something. And he don't look like a big dick feller. And I've seen a bunch of dudes with big dicks, and they are a varied breed. You know, not true. They were all pretty similar, but he ain't one of them.
No, like you know, would be like you're well suited to being like, you know, the commissioner of a fancy football league.
Yes, exactly.
You run the biggest cornhole tournament in northwestern Georgia or whatever.
No doubt I could have an oyster bar and run it
cult,
great. Not at all. No.
But,
no, dog.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. Nor would I want to. Dude, it sounds so exhausting. To do that. I don't even mean just the fucking all the time, but even that too. Like, I'm a man, I like to have sex. I don't want to fuck 9 different people a day. Like, god damn. Also,
and a goat.
And a goat, yeah. And a fucking
must get up very early in the morning.
And apparently a dry ass goat at that. Fucking couldn't come. You know what I mean? Goddamn not coming ass goat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right. Well, that's all I got.
Oh, okay. Well, that hit.
Yeah, well, we're at an hour and a half, you know. I'm a professional.
Yeah, well, that's good. No, hit for me. Do you have any airmail?
Oh, fuck. No. I mean, yep, I'll go look. I totally forgot. Here we go. Oh, hey, I got to say, our first airmail comes from our buddy, Joel Kaplan, and I know he's cool with us saying his name. I got to tell you, Joel, I just went to I hadn't been to the P.O. box in a very long time. I got a kid. I forget about stuff. Joel, one of our favorite airheads, I got a package in the mail from him, and it was a manila envelope, and he had sealed it with wax and like a ring, you know what I mean, like in Game of Thrones, which really hit for me. And it was a birthday present. He found a Playboy that was the same year and month that I was born and sent it to me because his papa had a big old stack of fucking Playboys. So thank you, Joel. He might not have wanted me to tell that, but that was really cool. I know how y'all love to harp on Portland, Oregon for being freaky and strange. Well, yesterday was no different, and I'm not about to tell you otherwise. I'm a 48-year-old, born and raised and lifelong resident of the great city of Bridges, and have seen my fair share of Portland weird. For a little context, in 2012, a man named John Brennan got completely naked at the Portland airport to protest the TSA screening. He got arrested for indecent exposure and then was found not guilty on grounds of free speech. Hold on now. I didn't think speech included your dick.
Yeah.
But, hey, I've got precedent now, baby. Where am I at?
Well, I mean, if you fart, like, is that your butt speech?
That is your butt speech.
But that don't mean your butt has to be out. Like, you can fart from behind your clothes and be like, that's freedom of speech.
That's true.
I'll let my butt talk.
Who's preventing me from farting? Is there anyone?
Right. No.
Okay. You scared me for a minute because I was like, "Oh my god!"
I don't know what.
I've been taking a walk on the wild side.
I was thinking. I was trying to. I think my head was trying to go was like trying to think of a like loophole, a different version of the poop hole loophole, if you will.
A poop hole loophole, yeah.
Yeah, where you like if you naked but are farting.
Okay, I see. Yeah,
it's freedom of speech, but it's your butt speech.
It's your butt speaking. Let my butt talk.
Yeah, right. But then I realized like that you don't have to be naked to fart.
No,
famously,
yeah, it's harder. It's harder if you are.
Yeah.
That much right now.
Yeah, but I didn't know that freedom of speech included your dick either. I didn't know that.
All right. While we're here, though, if like fart, we all know you can fart. There's places where you shouldn't fart, but you can fart. But right, just like how there is like you can't be too loud. You know what I mean? You can't be too loud or people, it's disorderly conduct. What if your fart stank so much and you were in a tiny restaurant and you refuse to stop farting, right? Do you think that there's grounds for that being biological warfare?
Well, I don't know about biological warfare, but I mean, they'll kick your farting ass out.
Yeah, but do you think the cops should be able to do something about it? What if you're in a public area and the farts are just that bad? So nobody can kick you out unless it's the U.S. government. People are vomiting. Children are weeping.
Yes. If children are weeping and people are vomiting, I think the police will step in.
Okay.
And demand that you stop farting.
And then, can you call that free speech? Let my butt talk.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, but that's, that's like physically harming people. It goes beyond, you know what I mean? It's like, because as we know, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. But a fart that make you cry and puke, that's kind of a whole other thing.
My buddy did it to one of our teachers. We were in fucking high school. We were sophomores. He farted so bad that Miss Smith had to get up, and she barely made it down the hallway before she fucking puked. And boy, we was laughing our ass. I mean, you've never heard a bunch of like Josh was so proud of his farts. He'd sneak out every day and go get a chicken quesadilla from Taco Bell, extra quesadilla sauce. Not even because he liked the sauce, but because he enjoyed the stank it gave his farts, so that he could come back to school and fart. And he would love to make people run off. Anyways, he farts.
Like putting 93 octane in a Ferrari, baby.
Yeah, son. So he
it's
farted.
All about performance.
We had Miss Smith, who we all liked. She was my drama teacher. We all liked, but she was a little older lady, and she would say dumb things sometimes. So when he makes her puke and we see Miss Smith puke, we're all fucking dying laughing, right? And then like a week later, we find out she had fucking cancer. You know what I mean? Oh. And so it just we got to have that for a week, though. You know what I mean? Because then I did feel bad. It's like, man, you farted on a lady with cancer and made her puke. You fucking piece of shit.
That's what I was about to say. What a nightmare a teacher's life can be sometimes. Because that's like something from an 80s movie or whatever. If it was in there, you would be like, that's way too much. Like a poor old teacher's taking chemotherapy and shit. In my head, she's got like a head wrap on because her hair's falling out and stuff. And then a group of football players like fart on her and make her puke and fucking point and laugh, cry, laughing at her, whatever. It's like, you'd be like, man, that's too much. No one's gonna buy that. That's a little over the top. And y'all actually did that. I mean, you didn't know, but
no. I mean, it was only one of us he's what am I supposed to do? Not laugh? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have nothing to do with it, but like, dog, you know what I mean? If a man sees two rainbows, doth he not cry? You know what I'm saying? We got to leave on that. That's too goddamn funny. Hey, Trae, where can people see you this week?
If you're watching or listening to this, when it comes out, then I'm in Des Moines, and I'm Des Moines tonight and Kansas City tomorrow night, if you're listening to this when it comes out. And then next week, I've got a weekend off, which is nice. And then Indianapolis, Austin, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri, and a whole bunch of other places after that, including a big Ohio run. And then later on, Virginia's coming up and a bunch of other stuff, all at TraeCrowder.com. So please come see me.
CoreyRyanForrester.com is where you can get tickets to come see me in Lexington, Kentucky on August 14th and Charlottesville, Virginia on August 15th. And a reminder to everybody, if both of those shows sell out, I will be getting a tattoo on my ass of Robert E. Lee sucking off Colonel Sanders. Please also go to WeLoveCorey.com. That's where you can hear my bonus podcast, Public Domain Sleepy Time Theater, where I read you to sleep. This season, we are doing The Adventures of Tom Sawyer with Mark Twain. And I'm also currently working on a new 6-part podcast that will be at WeLoveCorey.com first. It's less than a cup of coffee a month, and you're helping me out, and I love you. And listen to Well Read, Weekly Skews, and Gravy Baby, and stay fancy, motherfuckers.
Skew.
Here's Lydia Lovelace.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Royalty and rednecks are alike. They both like cutting and picking fights. Biscuits and baked beans where they don't belong. Sit on down with Corey and Trae and learn some fancy shit today. We'll laugh a little even when they're wrong. They'll take you to a magical place where if you call someone a cunt, nobody cares. They keep it debonair at putting on airs, putting on airs, putting on